Hello everyone, welcome to Chat. My name is Takahashi Mizuki and I'm a co-curator of the Chat Summer Exhibitions via Textile Culture Net. So today I'm so excited to introduce our summer program, which was realized through the many workshops and the collaborations. Firstly, let me introduce our key visual, which is designed by Poppy and Zebra. They are the design duo based in Hong Kong. This is the internationally famous Hong Kong's bamboo scaffolding. So they got the inspiration from the interesting architectural features you can find in Hong Kong, and the building the kind of the castle-like the structure. And on the top of the structure, you can find a very colorful 8 flags. So each flag represents the keyword which you can find in the artworks and the workshops which this exhibition present during the exhibition. So let's go to inside. Okay, let me give the brief introduction of Textile Culture Net. Textile Culture Net is an initiative was founded in response to COVID-19, and our partners are the Central Museum Textile in Łódź, Poland, Lot Zero in Prato in Italy, and Textile Museum in Tilburg, the Netherlands. Together with Chat, those 3 institutions jointly formed this Textile Culture Net to explore new curatorship in discussing the textile arts and the future of the textile museum, using the online platform, meaning Instagram. So our initiative and the online exhibitions started in 2020, and so far we produced more than 8 exhibitions. In this exhibition, we are Textile Culture Net show. We are introducing the highlight of our past online exhibitions in real form, and we are also trying to expand this network to the local artists and the communities in Hong Kong. First part of the exhibition begins with the section entitled Your Things. You can see the beautiful soft sculptures made by Alma Quinto together with her 9 friends. So these soft sculptures, Alma Quinto was made during her residency program in 2018, organized by Chat. In the other day, Alma figured out the Filipino workers, they are killing the times by doing the picnic on every Sunday. So she approached them and become friends, invited her close friends to make these soft sculptures. And every single sculpture represents the maker's the skill and a very unique identity. You can see every statue show the prominent skill and the creativity. So through this workshop and the collaborations, Alma made a platform for her friends to share the story, challenges, and the fun while making these statues. Quinto conducted the workshops several times with domestic helpers in Hong Kong during her residency program. And this textile book was the outcome of her workshop. So inviting the domestic helper and asking the question, what you wanna do if you're given 1 day off more? And they are invited to make this fabric collage and imagining what they wanna do if they are given the extra day off. Look at that. This is very beautiful birds, and she take advantage of these beautiful fabrics to portray the landscapes she want to visit in someday. To match with Quinto's work, we are showing Pamela Bozek Your Things. So Pamela Bozek is an artist from Poland. She's also an activist to assist the refugees moving to the Poland. This big patchwork was made by Pamela, also together with the refugee women in Poland. So in the other day, Pamela called the donation of the clothing to the refugee. But sometimes, the donors don't think about what kind of the needs the user actually needs. So Pamela and the refugees, they received a huge amount of the clothing, but quite many of them were not matching with her demands, unfortunately. The Pamela considers how to use those over quantity donated clothing, and she decided to organize workshop for refugee women. They pick up the unused the clothing to make this 18-meter large patchwork piece. And once I unfolded this piece to display, I was amazed by the different motif and the patchworks actually those women realized on the surface of this piece. After looking at this piece, I noticed there is something in common between the fabric book made by domestic helpers in Hong Kong and this patchwork. So there are many nature motifs and the family motifs and the wrap and the shelter. Those are perhaps essential conditions for anyone to have the happy life, but something they are struggling to have. Next part of the exhibition is called About the Worker, curated by Alessandra Tempesti from Lotto Zero, Italy. Her proposal is to introduce the practice of About the Worker, the fashion designers based in Paris. But they are not typical fashion designers. They always invite workers of the fashion industry to design the clothing through the multiple workshops. These clothing are designed by the 4 workers working in the factory of Mode Estime. And they given the opportunity to deconstruct and then reconstruct their ordinary workers' uniform. So in these exhibitions, we are showcasing the 4 different collections of About the Workers in collaboration with the different workers in 4 cities. To respond about the workers' practice, Chat introduced our past projects, so-called Project Apron, in collaboration with CBCC. This Project Apron, we sent a student to do the field research, neighborhood Chunwan, and they found their own partners like bakeries, butchers, the server Chajantan, car washers, another serving lady in Chajantan or Daipaidom. They are asked to do the research, what kind of the functions that they want to have on their own aprons. Then after the field research and the interviewing and how the pocket should be, what kind of the size of the pocket they need. So then they designed the aprons to fit with their demands. And to make the aprons, actually the textile technology is very advanced now. Many functions actually embedded on the textile. But our user actually is not familiar with those kind of the technologies of textiles. So this the project Apron is a kind of the design education program for the student, but also we also can tell what kind of the things, what kind of the problem textile actually can solve, on the material base. So it's a kind of the matching projects connecting user, maker, and as well as the future designers. This beautiful jacket is designed by Yamuna Fortani, and she designed the dress and clothing for the queer communities, which she's also the part in. So look at the detail, so you can find her names appear here and there with a different font case, and also the beautiful kind of the sparkling ornament there, also with the colorful camouflage pattern. To match with the Fortani's work, we are also showing the archival objects, including the dresses, photographs, and the video, which documents the Access Bridge event that Chat organized together with the Reverse Garment in 2020. So Reverse Garments, led by the Sky Cube, always made the custom-made dress for the queer crip. So the queer communities, also the people with the different needs. So to realize the project, we called the model from the Hong Kong communities, and we ended up to select the 8 models for the projects. And this time, we loaned the 4 costumes and showing the portraits of each model. So, the people with the different needs and sexual minority groups, they feel challenging to express who they are. The reverse garment clothing actually empower them so that you are wonderful just as you are. So the reverse garment dress also made to celebrate our individual unique identity. So I'm happy to over to my co-curator Eugenia to explain more about the next section.
Thank you, Miss Suki. 為咗延續紡織文化連線嘅精神，去到本地，我哋喺呢一個部分嘅展廳，為大家展示咗一系列嘅協同項目。呢啲協同項目係嚟自 Chat 綠廠社區計劃種學織文嘅計劃裡面所策動嘅。喺呢一個計劃入邊呢，我哋都用咗好多唔同嘅再生物料同埋可持續嘅材料，為大家去介紹紡織同環保之間嘅關係。嚟到呢個部分，我哋見到一個裝置叫做堆填區。喺旁邊嘅牆上面，我哋見到有好多大量被捲成條狀嘅衣物，佢哋都係從香港各區收集得嚟嘅回收衣物。呢個裝置反映咗喺呢個城市裏面，每10秒就有超過200件嘅衣物被送去堆填區。我哋邀請觀眾停一停，企上地上呢一張腳印貼紙，諗一諗，鼓勵大家一齊去為可持續未來出一分力。所以以下嘅作品呢，都用咗一啲回收衣物同埋可持續嘅物料去做製作。喺呢一個堆填區裝置隔離嘅係一組名為團團轉嘅大型紡織藝術裝置作品。呢一組作品係由香港藝術家馬詠文同3組唔同能力、唔同背景嘅本地社群共同創作而成。Hello Mandy 你好啊，可唔可以為我哋介紹下你嘅作品啊？
Hello Gina， 咁我身後呢件作品呢就叫做團團轉，咁作品概念呢係嚟自香港舊式嘅遊樂場嘅氹氹轉啦。咁我覺得氹氹轉呢喺一個遊樂場入面就好似一個中轉站咁大家可以好輕易幾時想上去玩啦，又得幾時走呢又可以嘅喎。咁喺今次呢件作品入面呢，無論係製作方法啦，或者編織手法，或者成個設計呢，都係用圓形作為一個中心呢去編織去做嘅，咁就方便大家呢去整嘅時候呢， 咧，都可以好輕易喺呢一度織下，又喺嗰度織下，亦都好容易咧係可以知道對方、知道其他人會唔會有嘢需要幫手咧，咁樣去幫助大家嘅。咁我哋今次呢件作品咧，就主要用一啲回收嘅線材啦，同埋一啲回收嘅衣物布條去編織而成嘅。咁就用一個成結編織嘅方法去整啦。咁喺我哋身後呢4件嘅吊喺度嘅作品咧，就係同唔同嘅群組一齊去做㗎啦。咁有中小學嘅作品啦，亦都有精神關注組嘅一啲作品嘅。咁而喺地下呢一個有一串波嘅呢一個作品咧，就係會由大眾嚟參觀展覽嘅人咧一齊去編織而成嘅。咁我哋咧都可以坐喺度啦，慢慢去欣賞我哋嘅作品啦，亦都可以咧係用呢一個 knitting Nancy 咧去繼續去編織，繼續去延伸我哋呢一件作品嘅。
喺團團轉嘅右邊，我哋會見到一個工作坊空間，裡面有一批紡織作品、工作台同埋紡織機器組成。呢個係嚟自破格空間嘅零浪費角落，從纖維到衣服。Hello， 詩詩同埋阿旭，你可唔可以為我哋介紹下呢個空間啊？
咁呢個裝置其實係以紡衣為一個核心，紡衣就即係用盡塊布嘅每一寸去做一件衫。咁我哋邀請咗 HKDI 嘅學生，咁去學習去編織啦、染色，佢哋一手一針一線咁樣縫起一件衫。喺入邊，我哋希望佢哋會明白到日常用品其實都得來不易。咁大家喺度不停追求點樣可以珍惜地球資源嗰陣時，古人嘅智慧或者已經係一個解答嘅方案。
咁除咗 HKDI 同學嘅參與之外呢，我希望大家嚟到展覽廳，亦都可以喺度零浪費角落，可以感受下由除棉紙、除雜質，跟住去到紡紗，去到織布，有一個全面嘅體驗。
喺零浪費角落，從纖維到衣服嘅隔離，我哋會見到另一組紡織作品嘅製作空間。呢一組係由本地藝術家鄭淑儀同一批新來港婦女一齊製作嘅作品，民間智慧實驗場之染色山水。Hello Eastman， 你可唔可以為我哋介紹下你嘅作品啊？
咁今次嘅創作咧，就係邀請咗荃灣嘅新移民婦女，咁就用佢哋嘅民間智慧咧，就喺日常生活嘅食材入邊咧，就抽取一啲材料咧，就為啲無線染色。咁其實佢哋好聰明咁樣咧，總共就用咗唔同嘅食材，就染咗30隻顏色。咁然後我再咧設計咗4幅荃灣嘅風景。咁其實目的就係想佢哋對荃灣有多啲歸屬感。呢4幅掛氈咧喺展覽期間咧，我哋都會邀請新移民嘅婦女啦，同埋公眾咧一齊刺繡嘅。咁希望喺展覽完結嘅時候咧，掛氈就會完成啦。
離開展廳1，進入展廳2，我哋將會進入一個利用二手衫進行藝術創作嘅工作坊空間——逆向生產線。喺呢一個工作坊入面，我哋將會邀請大家利用呢一啲二手衣物進行拆解同埋回溯，一齊思考一下衣物製作嘅過程。為咗回應呢一個回溯同逆轉衣物嘅生產過程，設計組合流行與斑馬創作咗一幅名為《起源鬥甲》嘅互動壁畫，上面描繪咗製衣工業嘅生產過程。唔好錯過喺壁畫中隱藏喺眼睛圖案後面嘅小知識。我哋一齊了解下紡織製作過程對環境嘅影響，並思考點樣貢獻自己嘅力量啊！離開展廳2，我哋會見到一面名為《環保共生》嘅壁畫。呢一面壁畫係由設計組合流行與斑馬所設計，靈感嚟自印度嘅民間藝術馬杜巴尼繪畫。馬杜巴尼又有蜜糖森林嘅意思。佢喺上面好生動咁樣描繪咗人類一個既簡單又可持續嘅生活模式，揭示咗我哋人類同唔同嘅生靈可以互助共生嘅關係。去到回廊嘅部分，我哋會喺窗邊見到一啲色彩斑斕嘅布片，同埋喺牆嘅呢一面見到一啲再造紙嘅工具。呢一個部分係由藝術家確立人同埋伊麗莎佢哋2位對再造紙同埋染色嘅實驗同埋研究過程。Hello Elizabeth， 你可唔可以為我哋介紹一下呢啲工具啊？
Hi everyone, my name's Elizabeth Friel and I'm an artist from the US. And I've lived in Hong Kong for some time, making paper in different ways. Here at the mills, I've brought some materials that I use to make Western-style paper that have been used for 800 years in Europe. We have antique linen, and then also antique cotton and the mill's cotton leftovers that I'm using in this machine called a Hollander beater to make the paper pulp that we use for making paper. This machine's been around since the 17th century, and I have a small version here at the mills that we could use to make paper in different batches.
喺再造紙製作完成之後，下一個步驟就係染色啦。Hello Benjamin。
Hello。
你可唔可以為我哋介紹一下你係點樣用自然嘅物料進行染色嘅呢？
咁嚟到我呢度呢，我就做一個紙張染料嘅研究嘅。咁我嘗試用一啲天然嘅染料啦，就包括一啲梔子、藍染同埋咧樹梁咧，去揾3隻色嘅。咁而呢啲植物咧，其中一啲咧就係一啲原生嘅植物啦，一啲咧就喺 Chat 嗰度咧去種咗幾年㗎啦。咁而呢啲植物嘅背景同埋顏色咧，其實會係關係到我哋之後同非洲中心啊，同埋 HKDI 去一齊去合作做一啲創作嘅嘢係有相關嘅。咁而你見到嘅呢一度咧，就會見到我哋尤其是我喺呢個過程裏邊去實驗嘅一個物料。咁而呢度就係個成果啦。咁呢個成果同埋呢個物料咧，就係俾之後我哋創作嘅時候參加者去一齊去用嘅。咁所以你嚟到除咗有呢個櫃啦，跟住咧你會睇到相應嘅一個短片啦，咁仲有一個車仔去到將佢一啲染液咧，同埋一啲染緊嘅紙張咧，就係你可以有一個更加細緻嘅觀察可以睇到嘅。
嚟到回廊嘅盡頭，我哋會見到一面名為木藍牆嘅壁畫。呢一面壁畫上面有一啲木藍嘅植物。木藍係可以提取作為牛仔布或者係紡織品嘅電纜。完成咗展廳2逆向生產線嘅參加者，可以嚟到呢一面牆嗰度攞包種子包，將呢一啲嘅木藍種子散播出去，透過可持續生活嘅概念，成為環保嘅倡議者。嚟到出客廳，我哋會見到一批有關風裏膚嘅展示。呢一批包裝布都係利用回收嘅衣物製作而成嘅，由設計組合、流行語斑馬同唔同能力嘅社群一齊創作。Hello Abby and Grouper， 可唔可以為我哋介紹下呢一批作品啊
？We have always been fascinated by the concept of furoshiki, and we thought how can we add a little bit more value to something which is already so environmental friendly. We decided to add some pre-loved, some old clothes that we have and try to make some reusable wraps using that. Now we started an experiment with just one shirt, a white shirt, and which had a little stain. Working with Chat, we, as during the C2 Textile program, we found out that in Hong Kong, every 10 seconds, 200 garments end up in a landfill. So this idea that we have of using an old shirt to make reusable fabric wraps may not be entirely able to fix the problem, but at least it can reduce the burden on the landfill to some extent. To expect young children to understand the concept of recycling is, I feel, is a little bit unfair, because as the generations before them and our generation, we've experienced a lot of things which we would at their age. So to tell them to start recycling or imposing an idea about recycling on them, I feel it's unfair. But if we do that through play, like try to create a game out of it or try to make it becomes more engaging. And that's what we try to do through the workshops. And in general, our aim is that to create an environment where we can engage the vivid imaginations of kids and adults alike, and then hope that this idea can take a life of its own, one that is more fun and sustainable.
好多謝大家同我哋一齊參與呢個種學織文嘅旅程。喺呢個展覽裏面所包含嘅可持續概念、共融同多元嘅力量，都係一批種子隊成員過去與唔同性別、種族背景嘅人士一齊共同協作嘅成果。我哋希望可以透過呢一個展覽，為大家揭示建立互助網絡嘅可能，並且透過藝術同紡織建立改變未來嘅力量。